Hey Zen friends, happy Gemini New Moon to you. And in this video, we're going to talk about the impact of this new moon, how to make the most of the new moon wishes, and then we're going to have a card reading here to see what else Spirit would like us to know about this moon's energy. So let's jump in. The new moon in Gemini on May 26th of 2025, it brings a time for embracing duality, setting new intentions, and focusing on self-discovery and personal ambitions. Gemini new moons can also bring in a fresh start with a focus on communication, learning, and intellectual exploration. It's a time to initiate new projects, refresh your mindset, and embrace open communication. And this phase can also be a good time to connect with your widow inner child and heal from past traumas related to self-expression. So how does this new moon impact you? Well, with new moons, it depends on where in the degree it is in the sign that it is in. In this case, this Gemini moon falls within 6 degrees of Gemini. So you want to look at your birth chart and see where does Gemini exist, and then whichever house that resides in your birth chart, that can tell you about what part of your life you'll experience the influence of this Gemini energy and experience the new births in as well. How else can we work with this energy? Well, of course, we got to use the most of our 10 new moon wishes we get every new moon. And we can have that by having them focus on the current sign the moon is in. So it makes the energy extra spicy and more likely to be drawn into your life more quickly. So in this case, focus on Gemini energies. Here's a screenshot that shows some of the common energies. So transportation, we got movement like legs and other transportation, communication and writing, editing. We also have our learning and teaching, where he talked about mental focus. Also social activity. Is it time to change those same olds in our lives? Or is it time to bring new order to some area of our life? It's about travel to places close by for small amounts of time, where Sagittarius is more long-term and foreign. This is the energy of siblings, aunts, uncles, and cousins. And then also this energy of Gemini rolls over the hands, the wrists, the arms, the shoulders, the respiratory tract, and nervous system. So any wishes around these are extra focused and more easily drawn in. Also, a very potent time for new moon wishes is within 8 hours after the new moon occurs. So this Gemini new moon is at 11:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you can adjust for your time zone. And always remember the before and after parts of new moon wishes and full moon release ceremonies by being the best time to plant is after the ground is tilled and ready for the new seeds. And if you're putting out garbage to be released for the full moon, you want to put out the garbage before the trash man comes to pick it up. So hopefully that little tidbit helps you remember too. So how else can we make the most of your wishing? Number 1, make them positive wishes for what you want brought into your life rather than focusing on what you want removed. So you can say, thank you for bringing this new job into my life instead of, I want this old job to go away. Number 2 is handwriting out the wishes. So 1 item per wish that helps bring that energy into the physical world by writing it out. Helps your brain see it as well. Number 3 is approach the wish with gratitude. So that whole thank you for is a great energy, higher vibrational gratitude energy. It opens us up to receiving instead of pushing things away. Number 4 is voice them out loud. The vocal vibration helps bring the energy into the physical world as well, like writing does. And then experience number 5, what it would feel like in our heart as if the wish had already come true. So I've got that mental energy going. This brings in the emotional energy, which helps as well. And number 6 is if you picture it in your mind's eye, what the wish looks like fulfilled. So that allows us to picture it, and that has that kind of manifestation energy by being able to see it happening. It draws in higher vibration energy for that too. And then lastly, revisit your wishes often. The more we focus on things, the more it draws it to us. So the more we focus on our wishes, the more of our energy aligns with them as well. So what else can we do to make the most of this new moon energy? For Gemini, embrace duality, because Gemini's energy encourages you to accept and explore different sides of yourself, allowing for a broader perspective and a willingness to try new things. Also, self-discovery and reinvention. Going along with that energy, this is a time to reflect on your identity and your personal ambitions, potentially leading to a desire for a fresh start or a significant personal transformation. Self-care practice is important. You can even write a letter to yourself from the future version of you, talking about the life you desire in the present tense, as if you've already accomplished it. That helps with that new moon wishing too. Can focus on the small details. Gemini energy, very detail-oriented. It is the ruler of small details. So take your plan in bite-sized chunks to make sure you're not overwhelming your system during this Gemini energy. Plan and manifest. So keep a written log of your goals to stay accountable and ensure you don't let opportunities slip through your fingers. Communication and connection. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, the messenger of the gods, right? So it's like that little god with the little wings on their shoes. They were bringing the messages of the gods to the people. So this new moon can amplify your ability to connect with others and express yourself. And then lastly, Gemini's duality. So Gemini is also known for all this, the twin. So be prepared for both positive and potentially challenging aspects of this new moon energy. It can take you in two different directions at the same time, or take you from one extreme to the other. And also be aware of a desire to want two of everything. It's a thing. I have friends who have Gemini moons, and they like buying two of everything. They're just like, well, I'm just going to have two. I just want two. And when I told them about this, they were like, oh my God, it makes so much sense. They've always had it. But it is amplified during Gemini season and Gemini moons as well with them. So, and you know, it goes through Gemini every month, the Gemini moon as well. So I hope all this information is helpful. And if it was, throw me a like to let me know that this type of information is something you like seeing. So now let's pull some tarot and oracle cards to see what else Spirit would like you to know about the Gemini new moon energy. Let's do it. All right, Zen friends, let's jump in. We've got a variety of oracle. We'll also pull some tarot, and I got some charms that we're going to try out here too. So let's dive in here first with these Gateway Oracle and just see where Spirit wants to start off here with this Gemini new moon. What kind of focus can come in here for you? What do they want you to know? All right, I do want this one right here. And we have breaking barriers. Well, that kind of goes along with that energy we've been talking about, right? It says, I am expanding beyond limitations into joy and freedom. Let's see, what card was that? Oh, just I guess these are just by name here. We'll scooch that in the corner here. And yeah, they're just by name, no number. So the card meanings there are times to go with the flow, but this ain't one of them. Now is the time to break through self-imposed barriers. Gather your inner forces and break free from whatever is holding you back. And the universe wants you to know, don't let fear or even reason prevent you from overcoming barriers. So get out of your head around it too. Trust your instincts and push through. Remember to keep going and don't stop. Just as it takes effort for a chick to hatch out of its shell or a seedling to push through the hard-packed earth, this is your time to use supreme effort to break out of your own shell and reach the light. The energy of breaking through isn't always neat and tidy, so it's okay to feel messy and chaotic for a while. Eventually, the situation will sort itself out and peace will reign. Questions you can ask yourself: do I have any self-imposed barriers or limitations? Are there any situations, people, or places that I need to break away from? And what could my life be like if I plowed through my blockages? Wow, great questions with all that stuff we talked about in the intro, right? So I love that these barriers, the breaking through, I mean, the planting of new seeds for a new moon, it's so perfect for that and understanding that. But I also like that it focused in on, it might be something like logic and reason going, well, that really doesn't make sense. But sometimes our heart just wants to be able to go forward and move forward, and the brain will try to constrict and trap us from moving forward. So I like that coming in. And then we have the Seeker Oracles. Let's shuffle these and see what else Spirit would like you to know around this moon. So what else for us? Okay, there it is right here. Just this top one. Okay. And we have Hush, Listen, Shh. Beautiful, beautiful card there. We'll put that right next to that. These beautiful greens and pinks, the color of the heart chakras. And let's see what this brings in here. I like that both of these don't have numbers. They're just the words, which is kind of that breaking free kind of feel. So there are times when we choose not to listen to what's being said. We judge the person that we're speaking to, believing ourselves to be more knowledgeable. As a result, their words fall upon deaf ears. So it's important not to allow our ego and biases to influence the continuity of a conversation. Hush, listen. That was even talked about in our beginning around communication, right? Our greatest teachers sometimes appear to us in a form that's not expected. Wondrous opportunities can come from a chance conversation with someone we've judged unfairly. At other times, a person may offer an opinion or unsolicited advice that we disagree with, and the conversation devolves into an argument. We dismiss what's being said and demand to be heard. Once that happens, we're too busy defending or attacking to listen to what's being said. Hush, listen. Disagreeing does not invalidate someone's point or make it unworthy of our attention. The words might be confronting, but that does not make them untrue or undeserving of further exploration. Put aside preconceived notions and look at the situation from a fresh perspective. Be empathetic. You might find that you are both right, but coming at the heart of the issue from different angles. You might also discover a genuine problem that needs to be addressed. See the good in others. Trust that their intentions are pure. You don't have to heed their advice or guidance, but they are worthy of being heard. There will also be times when we find ourselves multitasking, not only talking, but doing several other things at the same time. Hush, listen. To listen properly, you need to put everything else aside and give your complete attention. Finally, there are times when we make a conversation all about us, and fail to give anyone else the chance to speak. Hush, listen. Remember, a conversation involves at least two people. Give others the same opportunity to share as you would ask for yourself. Sometimes it serves us better to hear than to be heard. Wow, I like that. Yeah, I like it. They have this little alternate title. STFU. Shut the F up is what it was saying there. Yep, I get it. Sometimes that's what we need to do, right? That's hilarious. All right. And then also we have the how to heal the inner child, which one of the things that talked about with Gemini energy is it gives us our inner child a chance to heal. So let's see what our inner child wants to bring through for us right now. So what would you like to tell us? Nope. They said they'll make it really obvious. I thought they did, but nope, there it is. This one here. And this says, tending. Look at number 34. Here's the roses, more pink. And I'm just going to try to zoom in there. They're tending the garden, those plantings that we talked about here. So let's just move these over just a little bit, make room for one more card that we'll pull here in a moment. This one is card 34. So let's see what this is about. It's an invitation. So every living organism has needs and requires tending and nourishment. Our relationships are no different. They too need daily attention and care. By tending to what is, we nurture ourselves and those we love. Tending to our physical, emotional, and mental needs requires softness, attention, and love. Just like the gardener in tune with the rhythm of the day and of the seasons, we must attune to our inner cycles and fluctuating needs. Each time we tend to our younger inner child parts, we are planting and nurturing seeds that will grow, blossom, and thrive in their own time, eventually no longer requiring care once they are strong enough to take care of themselves. So this card invites you to nurture yourself by tending to your inner child today. Over time, as you stay attuned to the younger inner parts that need tending and meet their needs, you invite deeper self-acceptance and vitality into your life. Wow. Then the inner child section says, was there a special plant or a type of flower you loved as a child? Did you have access to a garden in which you could observe the blossoming of nature in the spring? Revisit the wonder and the awe of your inner child at the miracle of spring. Recall the satisfaction of watering a plant and feel how you can tend to your younger, more vulnerable parts in this way, with patience, daily feeding, and care. Your adult self will care for these parts until they are strong enough to flourish on their own and fully integrate. Check in with your inner child and offer them the support and tending they need today. Meet one of their needs and allow yourself to be nourished in return by the peace and relaxation that you experience when you tend to your inner child. Say out loud to your inner child, "It is an honor tending to your needs. I will tend to you until we become one." Wow, that's pretty powerful. And then the journey says, look at this image and notice where you are drawn to. Are you softly held by the rose, or are you enjoying raking the earth or planting seeds? Roses have been revered for thousands of years as symbols of the divine feminine and of protection. Close your eyes and engage all of your senses in this magical garden scene. Notice the temperature of the air, the feel of the earth beneath your feet, or the softness of the rose petals holding you. Expand your awareness of the joy you experience as you care for this garden and notice how what you tend to nourishes you in return. Allow yourself to be tended to as you lean back and receive. Wow. Powerful, powerful energy. So much reiterating what we talked about in the beginning. It always blows me away how multiple cards support our journey here. And then we're going to go to the Black Moon Lilith for our final oracle. And we'll jump into some tarot. All right, so what's your final oracle message for us for this reading today? Okay. Nope, none of those. All right, there she is. So we've got multiplication, your higher self. Card number 43. Woo, sorry, that was bright. Multiplication. So we have 34 and 43 mirroring here. That's funny, like the twins of the Gemini, the duality. All right, let's see here. So your higher self, the spiritual realm, cannot exist without the physical. They interplay and weave in and around each other. Through consistency and practicality, we can manifest our dreams, wishes, and intentions from our imagination. The multiplication oracle card wants you to know the value of discipline, routine, and putting your new consciousness into practice each day. Sometimes we can lose sight of the real world when we hope and dream without doing. Multiplication is asking you to get down to business and truly embody the new you every single day. The longer and more often you live in your truth, the more it becomes a natural part of you. The mathematical definition of multiplication is the repeated addition of a specific number. Habits, practice, and repetition are important when you reach the 11th gate of the magnum opus. You are becoming a master of your reality and on your way to fully achieving the Philosopher's Stone. While it's important to use your imagination to visualize what you desire, you must do the work to achieve it. Multiplication lays a strong foundation to build an aligned reality. The multiplication phase shadow work says each day, do one thing you absolutely love. This can be painting, singing, a new business idea, dancing, a hobby, whatever sets your soul on fire. This act will create repetition around your light to empower this part of you. And the final message says, you are now locking in this higher version of yourself through ritual and daily practice. The universe is waiting to create through you. Wow. I love that. Even the Gemini energy of the details and breaking out your dream into small steps so that you can take those steps every day. Just one small step towards your dream and we'll get there, right? So I love those messages. Right. And then we're going to jump into the Change Tarot here. Whoops, as I move the moon. All right. Let's see what else they want you to know here from the tarot. All right. Well, we do have a few. We got two, and we got those two, and those two. Or two there, yep. One and then two. But I feel like we need to have all these twos with all this duality. All right. So we do have on the bottom, we have the Page of Pentacles, which is all about new opportunities and seeds having grown. And here comes the harvest here. So we'll just put that, let's see. Where do we want to put that? We want to put that right here. The eventual fruit of the new moon. All right, let's see what else we got coming in here. So we got the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. So here's the duality, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, the divine counterparts coming in here. And very much about embracing, again, this is relationship energy with divine counterparts. But I really love this, coming in with everything else here, because it is that understanding both sides of who we are, the twin energy, the duality, that just hot and cold, male and female, masculine, feminine, just all this duality that we have that just spreads across this realm, and the importance of understanding that they are one and the same. They're just different positions on the scale. Like temperature, we have temperature, it's colder temperature, but that's all perspective. I know that from my dad who lives in Hawaii now, and he's like, brr, it got down to, like 70 degrees. We had to put our jackets on, and I'm like, 70? What? Here in Colorado where I live, I'm like, that's hot. I'm ready for some cold weather, like in the freezing temperatures. And that's the difference. He likes the tropics. I like the mountains. It's, but that's the perspective. Cold to me is different than cold to them. And that's what this is bringing in, is this reflection of duality. Everything is on the same scale, just a matter of perspective. You also have the Judgment card and the Page of Wands. So the Judgment card, this angel, is all about us seeing things from a higher perspective, our human side that sees things from that point of view, but the bigger point of view. And the Page of Wands is this energy of whatever we focus on is what does grow and expand as it comes in. And if we focus on lower vibration, we do get lower vibration. I like that the Judgment card is that there is different spectrums, and there's not wrong or right. There's just different choices with different experiences. So there's not wrong choices. There's just different choices. There's not right choices. There's just different choices. And when judgment is a human perspective, it's a contrast and comparison. But from Spirit's point of view, it's all adventure. And whatever we focus on is what we draw to us. So it's important with the new moon and all the intentions we've been talking about and our wishes, like when we talked about making wishes, it's about focusing on gratitude and higher vibration that allows things to come in. Focusing on lower vibration, things like want and need and hate and fear, those things actually repel things that we're wanting to draw to us away from us. So being aware of that. We have the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, very much the duality and the balancing of things. Two of Pentacles is all about balance. The Six of Pentacles, you can see the scales, is equal balance and equal giving. So it's important to just realize with all this Gemini energy coming in that balance in all things, including balance. And I like this energy of not judging, but just allowing us to experience and expand and understand our adventure rather than just get so much in our head about it that we judge it so harshly and we fear things so much that we tend to not enjoy it. But we do come down here to fear too. Again, there's no wrong choice. It's just a matter of that it's different. And when we're tired of feeling a certain way, we always have the other side of the scale to go to, right? So I love that. That's what else we got here. We got the King of Swords and the Magician. Yeah, this is reminding me. The King of Swords, very much the ruler over the mind, over communication, very much Gemini energy. And the Magician, here comes in that energy again. And one of these cards that talked about, I think it was this about the boundaries, about, we can have things hold us back and we can get so much in our head with the small t truths of humanity that we don't feel like we can move forward in here. But the Magician is our higher self with that infinity symbol. We've got everything we need on the table here. We've got everything we need. There's nothing that can stop us except for ourselves, our own mindsets. But the King of Swords offers this giant Ace of Swords, which allows us to see things from a higher perspective. And it allows us to go beyond those limitations and bust through those because we see the truth of who we really are, this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love here. I love that. And our final two tarot, we got the Seven of Swords, the Ace of Cups. Yeah. Seven of Swords, basically what we're just talking about, it's the thievery card. It's the being aware of our own mindsets and our thoughts and our beliefs that have stolen from us before, that have cheated us out of opportunities and new things coming forth in our life. But the Ace of Cups is when we realize that the outside world can't give us what we're looking for because we're in search of this chalice, the Holy Grail. We come from a place of unconditional love, eternal love, down to this place of temporary conditional love. And we see that contrast. We feel that restriction. We feel that hunger of trying to find this love outside of us, that once we turn inward and upward, we realize this is what I've been looking for all along. All these lies about who you're supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and must be are what have held you back and kept you restricted. But I also love that they see there's two thoughts, beliefs that have been left behind already. They're looking here at these three, but there's still a couple. And these are what we're going to be discovering here during this Gemini new moon period. We're able to really take advantage of looking into this energy to release ourselves from that thought and belief that allows us to come into this energy of new beginnings in the outside world, new opportunities, and not just new but enhanced, because the pages are like number 11s. So you've gone from the ace, which would be a brand new start, to a 10, and you're going to a whole new level here around abundance, around your perception of your self-worth, and the definition of who you are too. So I love it, I love it, I love it. All right, so let's pull three. We have three little bowls here, so let's just... I'm not looking. All right, so what's the first one here? Well, we got the feather. Beautiful little feather here. Feathers, of course, represent like air energy. We already had like the King of Swords, but this is also messages from Spirit. And be open to not only, that whole shut up and listen is also for Spirit, right? Prayer is like talking with, Spirit and God and whatever you believe your higher powers to be on the other side. But meditation is shutting up and listening, right? And so this is giving them a chance to speak up and tell you things as well. So I really like this energy, being aware that Spirit is giving you messages all over the place. And I love that for you. Now this charm fell out. Let's see what this one is. Oh, an airplane. Let's turn it upside down here. So we got an airplane. And how perfect with Gemini energy. It's about short distance travel for short periods of time. So for some of you, this really is about, plan that trip, plan that getaway. It's not about foreign travel or long, vacations, but it is about smaller trips to places that are nearer to us, but evidently close enough to fly by plane, right? It's also about traveling. It doesn't have to be like physical travel. This can be spiritual travel too. So we've got this, energy of the air here. Feathers, of course, fly. Airplanes fly. So it's really understanding and traveling mentally, even doing some like guided meditations to help get in here. Maybe some stuff around inner child work through that as well. All right. And then let's see here. What's your final charm here is lips. But that's also about speaking here. This is about, one, loving yourself, loving others. I like this. The lips, you can see them all the way from over there. It's hilarious. I love it. But this is about watching how we're speaking, both to ourselves and to others. Very much that Gemini energy that's coming in, because if it gets out of our mouth into the physical world, well, we know it's been bubbling up and probably been going around in our mind for a long time. So, some of us don't think before we speak, right? But majority of you that watch my videos, you guys do think a lot and And if it's making it out of our mouth, then we know it's been bouncing around inside our head for a long time, and especially around self-love and self-care energy. Speak to your inner child, speak to the spirit world, speak to those that you care about, and speak your new moon wishes out loud too. All about speech, and all of these are air energy, because air energy is thoughts and communication. So I love all this for us. Hopefully this brought some good energy for you for this Gemini new moon. I wish you definitely the best. And if you're enjoying these videos, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love, and you're part of the love tsunami. And if you want to get even more deeper, these are, of course, collective readings. I do offer personal readings. All that information's down in the description box. Also, I offer YouTube channel memberships, 2 levels, Zen Cricket, Praying Mantis. There's a link down below as well. We get together during the week, normally on Thursdays, for 2 to 3 hours, sometimes 4, to do tarot readings, oracle readings, past life readings, etc. Also do live readings for the public on Friday nights, Saturday morning, Saturday nights, and Sunday afternoons. All that information is listed in the description box if you're interested, plus all the playlists for all of the videos that we do put out on a regular basis that are all free with more messages from Spirit. So be sure to check those out. And in the meantime, remember, every second of every day of your adventure, that you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until we chat again, much love, hang in there, take care of yourself, remember, have fun, because Spirit's been asking, why are you being so serious? All right, everybody, love you much. We'll see you soon.